Henry had done it. He had earned his baccalaureate. Not only had he passed, he had finished first in his examination center. For a brief moment, he allowed himself to feel proud. But celebration didn't last long, because another question quickly took its place. What happens now? University, rent, food, registration fees, books, a job. Everything he had feared months earlier was now becoming reality. He had worked hard enough to earn the grades, but grades alone couldn't pay for the future. Then, something happened that Henry never saw coming. A wealthy man from his region had heard about his results. He saw Henry's grades, he heard about his story, and he decided to help. Not with money, with something even greater, a chance. He wanted to help Henry apply for a scholarship to study abroad. For a few seconds, Henry couldn't believe what he had just heard. After years of worrying, a door he never even knew existed opened. The following weeks were filled with paperwork, passport applications, official documents, interviews, signatures. Some days, everything seemed to go smoothly. Other days, it felt like everything was falling apart. Every obstacle looked like it could end the dream. But one by one, they found solutions. Then one day, Henry received the news. He had been accepted. He had earned a scholarship to study abroad. He smiled, not because life had suddenly become easy, but because for the first time, the future looked bigger than his fears. He called his brothers. "I'll be leaving the country soon." There was silence, then happiness. They had watched him fight for years. Now, they finally saw one of those battles opening a new path. The government covered his visa and airplane ticket. A few weeks later, Henry boarded an airplane for the very first time. As the aircraft rose above the clouds, he looked out of the window. His village became smaller until it disappeared completely. He whispered to himself, "A new chapter begins." Henry realized something later. For years, he had spent countless nights worrying about tomorrow. But tomorrow had always belonged to God. The only thing that truly belonged to him was today. He learned that the best way to prepare for the future is to be faithful in the present. Do today's work well. Tomorrow will arrive by itself. Sometimes, God opens doors that your anxiety could never imagine. When Henry arrived abroad, older students welcomed the newcomers. They helped them find apartments. At first, everything seemed exciting. A new country, new people, a new language, a new culture, a new beginning. But the excitement didn't last long. Henry discovered that his class had already been studying for a month. He was already behind. But catching up academically never frightened him. He had done it before. His real battle returned almost immediately. Money, rent, electricity, food. Everything had a price. Back home, life had been difficult, but nature had always helped. You could gather firewood, you could grow vegetables, you could survive in ways that weren't possible here. Now, almost everything had to be bought. Within his first week, after paying deposits and basic expenses, his pocket was empty. He looked at the few coins he had left and smiled quietly. Another mountain. There was nobody back home he could call for money. He refused to give up, but he didn't know where the answer would come from. Then, once again, God surprised him. He was introduced to an uncle living abroad, a man Henry had never met. He wasn't wealthy, but he had a generous heart. After listening to Henry's situation, he simply said, "I'll help you." That support allowed Henry to pay his debts, his rent, his bills, and breathe again. Henry never forgot that kindness. The scholarship provided some money too, enough to cover about 1 month's rent. Everything else depended on how wisely he managed what he had. So Henry became even more careful. He remembered where he came from. He didn't compare himself to others. He didn't chase appearances. He chased progress. University was different. Henry was no longer first in every class. The competition was stronger. But he continued finishing among the best students. For him, that was enough. Because success wasn't about defeating everyone. It was about becoming better than yesterday. Living abroad changed him. He discovered different cultures, different ways of thinking, different ways of speaking, different dreams. He made new friends, read dozens of personal development books, learned to strengthen not only his knowledge, but also his mindset. His life abroad wasn't easy. In many ways, it reminded him of the village. The only difference was that now, he also had rent to pay. Yet, he was grateful, because every difficulty taught him something. 2 years later, Henry completed his preparatory classes. He passed the competitive entrance examination and entered an engineering program. Another dream, another step, but not the destination. Because Henry's biggest goals were still ahead. Today, he is still studying, still working, still building projects, still dreaming. His greatest wish is no longer simply to succeed. It is to become the kind of person who can help others, the way others once helped him. The wealthy man who opened a door, the teachers who trusted him, the organization that believed in him, the uncle who helped him when he had nothing. One day, Henry wants to become that person for someone else. What can we learn from Henry's story? Henry's journey isn't a story of perfection. It's a story of perseverance. If there's one lesson his life teaches, it's this. Some people begin life with advantages. Others begin with almost nothing. And some begin below zero. You don't get to choose where you start, but you do get to choose whether you keep moving. Don't waste your life blaming your circumstances. Accept reality, then work to change it. Not everyone is born with wealthy parents, but you can work toward becoming the parent your children will be proud of. Poverty does not guarantee success, but it can teach resilience. It can teach gratitude. It can teach discipline. And if success comes, you'll understand the value of every dollar you've earned. You'll also understand the value of helping others, because you'll never forget what it felt like to need help yourself. Henry also learned another lesson early in life. Don't let relationships distract you from your purpose. Feelings come and go, but the person you become will shape the rest of your life. Build your future first. The right people will respect the person you become. Henry's story doesn't end here, because Henry hasn't reached his dreams yet. He's still writing them. One day, we'll come back to tell you what happened next. But for now, this is where his story pauses. Thank you for walking this journey with him. And beginning with the next video, we will share someone else's story, because every person carries a story worth telling. Until next time, take care of your present and let tomorrow take care of itself.